All right. Welcome to the Holy Bible, folks. Let me get this here. Am I in the right profile? I think I am. Um, Let me check. I was doing a few tests earlier and, well, here we are. I think, yeah, here it is. All right, so today we're going to read Second Samuel. So yesterday we read chapter 19, where Joab sees David mourning and is like, "Cheer up! The person who was about to kill you was killed. Why should you be sad?" And then David is once again uh, confirmed as king, or he's restored as king, as it says. And yeah, we're going to read chapter 20, Sheba's revolt. So God bless you. Now a worthless man happened to be there whose name was Sheba, the son of Bichri, a Benjaminite. And he blew the trumpet and said, "We have no share in David, nor do we have an inheritance in a son of Jesse. Every man to his tents, Israel." So the men of Israel drew from following David and followed Sheba, the son of Bichri. But the men of Judah remained loyal to their king, from the Jordan even to Jerusalem. Then David came to his house in Jerusalem, and the king took their 10 women, the concubines whom he had left behind to take care of the house, and put them in custody, and provided them with food, but did not have relations with them, so they were locked up until the day of their death, living as widows. Now the king said to Amasa, "Summon the men of Judah for me within 3 days, and be present here yourself." So Amasa went to summon the men of Judah, but he was delayed longer than the set time which he had assigned for him. Then David said to Abishai, "Now Sheba the son of Bichri will do us more harm than Absalom. Take your Lord's servants and pursue him, so that he does not find for himself fortified cities and escape from our sight." So Joab's men went out after him, along with the Kerethites, the Pelethites, and all the warriors, and they left Jerusalem to pursue Sheba the son of Bichri. When they were at the large stone which is in Gibeon, Amasa came to meet them. Now Joab was dressed in his military attire, and over it he had a belt with a sword in its sheath strapped on his waist. And as he went forward, it fell out. And Joab said to Amasa, "Is it going well for you, my brother?" And Joab took hold of Amasa by the beard with his right hand to kiss him. Oh, by the way, chat, how's it going, Metro and Christian? Welcome in, and God bless y'all. Um, Amasa murdered. But Amasa was not on guard against the sword which was in Joab's hand. So he struck him in the belly with it and spilled out his intestines on the ground and did not strike him again, and he died. Then Joab and his brother Abishai pursued Sheba the son of Bichri. Now one of Joab's young men stood by him and said, "Whoever favors Joab and whoever is for David, follow Joab." But Amasa was following in his own blood in the middle of the road. And when the men saw that all the people stood still, he removed Amasa from the road to the field and threw a garment over him when he saw that everyone who came by him stood still. Revolt put down. Oh, Art and Master, God bless y'all and welcome in. Here you go. As soon as he was removed from the road, all the men went on after Joab to pursue Sheba, the son of Bichri. Now he went on through all the tribes of Israel to Abel, that is, Beth-makkah, and all the Berites, and they assembled and went after him as well. And they came and besieged him and Abel Beth-makkah, and they built up an assault ramp against the city, and it stood against the outer rampart. And all the people who were with Joab were wreaking destruction in order to topple the wall. Then a wise woman called out from the city, "Listen, listen, please tell Joab, come here that I may speak with you." So that um so he approached her, and the woman said, "Are you Joab?" And he said, "I am." Then she said to him, "Listen to the words of your slave." And he said, "I am listening." Then she spoke, saying, "In the past they used to say, 'They will undoubtedly ask advice at Abel,' and that is how they ended a dispute. I am one of those who are ready for peace and faithful in Israel. You are trying to destroy a city, even a mother in Israel. Why would you swallow up the inheritance of the Lord?" Joab replied, far be it from me that I would consume or destroy. Such is not the case. But a man from the hill country of Ephraim, Sheba, the son of Bichri by name, has raised his hand against King David. Only turn him over, and I will depart from the city. And the woman said to Joab, "Behold, his head will be thrown to you over the wall." Then a woman wisely came to all the people, and they cut off the head of Sheba the son of Bichri and threw it to Joab. So he blew the trumpet, and they were dispersed from the city, each to his tent. Joab also returned to the king in Jerusalem. Now Joab was in command of the entire army of Israel, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and the Pelethites, and Adoram was over the forced labor, and Jehoshaphat the son of Ahilud was the army, and Sheba was scribe, and Zadok and Abiathar were priests. Ira the Jairite was also a priest to David. Um, yeah, that's chapter 20. Yes, this is the Old Testament. Have you heard of the Emerald Tablet? I have never heard of that. I'm Bobby's friend. God bless you, by the way. Um, yeah, never heard of that. Um, okay, so Sheba is okay. I don't even know what Sheba's trying to do, but he murders Amasa, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, is he trying to take over Israel? Or I don't even know. Oh, well, that's chapter 20. Um, and then Joab, I guess he's coming to the rescue. Well, uh, let's go to chapter 21, Gibeonite's Revenge. Now, there was a famine in the days of David for 3 years, year after year, and David sought the presence of the Lord. And the Lord said, "It is because of Saul and his bloody house, because he put the Gibeonites to death." So the king called the Gibeonites and spoke to them. Now the Gibeonites were not of the sons of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites. And the sons of Israel had made a covenant with them, but Saul had sought to kill them in his zeal for the sons of Judah, Israel and Judah. David said to the Gibeonites, "What should I do for you? And how can I make amends so that you will bless the inheritance of the Lord?" Then the Gibeonites said to him, "For us it is not a matter of silver or gold with Saul or his house, nor is it for us to put anyone to death in Israel." Nevertheless, David said, "I will do for you whatever you say." So I said to the king, the man who destroyed us and planned to eliminate us so that we would not exist within any border of Israel, let some men from his sons be given to us, and we will hang them before the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, the chosen of the Lord. And the king said, I will give them. But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the oath of the Lord which was between them, between David and Saul's son, Jonathan. So the king took the two sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, Armoni, and Mephibosheth, whom she had borne to Saul, and the 5 sons of Merab, the daughter of Saul, whom she had done to Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Maholathite. Then he handed them over to the Gibeonites, and they hanged them on the mountain before the Lord, so that the 7 of them fell together. And they were put to death in the first days of harvest, at the beginning of barley harvest. And Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, took sackcloth and spread it out for herself on the rock from the beginning of harvest until it rained on them from the sky, and she she allowed neither the birds of the sky to rest on them by day nor the wild animals by night. When it was reported to David was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, I don't even know how to pronounce it, the concubine of Saul, had done. Then David went and took the bones of Saul and the bones of his son Jonathan from the citizens of Jabesh Gilead, who had stolen them from the public square of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hanged them on a day, and the Philistines struck and killed Saul in Gilboa. He brought up from there the bones of Saul and the bones of his son Jonathan, and he gathered the bones of those who had been hanged. Then he buried the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan in the country of Benjamin and Zelah, in the grave of his father Kish. So they did everything that the king commanded, and after that, God responded to prayer for the land. Now, when the Philistines were at war with Israel again, David went down and his servants with him, and when they fought against the Philistines, David became weary. Then Ishbi-Benob, who was among the descendants of the giants, the weight of whose spear was 300 shekels of bronze in weight, had strapped onto a new sword, and he intended to kill David. But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, helped him and struck the Philistine and killed him. Then David's men swore to him, saying, You shall not go out again with us to battle, so that you do not extinguish the lamp of Israel. Now it came about after this that there was war again with the Philistines at Gob. Then Sibbecai the Hushathite struck and killed Seth, who was among the descendants of the giants. And there was war with the Philistines again at Gob. And Elhanan, the son of Jeroregim the Bethlehemite, killed Goliath the Gittite, or Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was war at Gath again, where there was a man of great stature who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in number, and he also had been born to the giant. When he defied Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shimei, David's brother, struck and killed him. These 4 were born to the giant at Gath, and they fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. Okay, so the Gibeonites, David wants to make amends. Uh, because Saul put the Gibeonites to death. So the Gibeonites want the 7 sons of Saul, or 7 descendants of Saul, to be hung to appease them. So he gives them over, and they are hung. And the Philistines go to war again. And one of the Philistines, Ishbi-Benob, uh, is planning to kill David, but Abishai struck the Philistine in order to kill him. And um, then another war comes, and again war. And there's just wars happening over and over again. Um, but because of this deliverance, um, David is grateful for the Lord's favor. Um, okay. Um, yeah, we're gonna save the two songs for tomorrow, and then the next day we're gonna read chapter 24 and finish up Second Samuel. But chapter 20, apparently someone wants to Sheba wants to or, um to, I guess, conquer Israel. I don't know. I don't really get it. And then chapter 21, there's a famine, and David appeases the Gibeonites in order to allow it to occur. Saul has been kind to, or sorry, David has been kind to Saul and his family, but the Lord has looked at Saul negatively. I will say that. And then we have David versus Goliath all over again on at least three occasions in chapter 21. So yeah, we're gonna save the there's um yeah, we're gonna save uh 22 and 23 and 24 for the next 2 days. Saul was extremely disobedient to God. Yet David was so kind to him because, according to him, well, it's not because of what he did, but David still saw Saul as one of the Lord's anointed. He didn't see him like God did, at least from my experience. I don't know. It just seems like two different sides of a coin. Hmm. All right. All right, that's it. That's it for today, or tonight, I should say. The Metro Christian Art A.M. Kurt and Master of Puns and Pennies. And I'm Bobby's friend. Thank you all for tuning in. David Saul. Yeah. No, why? I'm referring to David um, was kind to Saul in terms of, uh, you know, David did not want to kill Saul. And when Saul and Jonathan died, well, of course, Jonathan, of course, but still, David mourned for Saul and Jonathan, and God was like, um, look, he disappointed me. He deserves to die, all that. So that's just my point. I'm always glad when I see you or stream at this time. It's the best way to end the day. Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way. Although, I'll be honest, I've been sleeping at 2 a.m. but when I was in Mexico, and not the best habit. So I think it takes like 1 hour for me to fall asleep when I'm in bed. Uh, of course, that's without using technology. So I want to change that. The last few days um, haven't been so kind in terms of sleep. And before hopping on the flight, um, I only got 3 hours of sleep from 2 to 5. We had to wake up at 5:40 actually because they were coming up for us at 6 because they closed the highways in Mexico for a marathon. But oh my goodness, you wouldn't have. Man, um, I had a bad day yesterday. I wanted to get home in time early for the game for the Chargers and the Patriots because I wanted to check out that new scorebook myself, and stream the game. But I, we wouldn't come home until after 8, and because of that, my motivation to stream any sports has been taken away. And, I remember how upset I was. So upset and defeated. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle to understand what exactly was going on at this part of 2 Samuel, 2 Samuel. Yeah, me too. Um, I guess another person wants to take over Israel, wants to be king. Um, like, uh, all I know is that in the Old Testament there's a lot of adultery, but apart from that, there's also wars and lots of war. That's why Willie Snyder says the Old Testament, or yeah, the Old Testament was the most violent of the most violent time in the Bible. That's because I love the sport of bowling for one, and two, I can be very punny at times. Mm. Oh my. Yeah. I can relate to that feeling of being upset and feeling defeated. So yeah. Um yeah, you and also Metro both know how that feels. My anger flows, or it flowed like a chicken running with its head cut off. That's the way I can best describe it. It's like, I know my anger is not going to change anything, but, I can't help it. I haven't seen Willie in a long time. Yeah, what happened to Willie? Oh, he's probably still there, but uh, Wow. Yeah, so that happened, and I'm probably gonna move sports content to Team SOS. I'm gonna have access to Team SOS channel if y'all want to check that out. I'm gonna give it a bit of a boost, but here it is. I might appear there. So I haven't seen Big Al in a while either. Yeah, Big Al. Well, the Eagles lost last night. So hey, Adam, how's it going? Well, we're just chilling. God bless you. Yeah, we're just chilling right now. A little sleepy, or well, not sleepy per se, but you know, we're just chilling. I think though, yeah, um, yeah, I was at the grocery store, so I missed most of the game anyways, tonight. But I do know that the Houston Texans, what was the final score? Was it, yeah, 30-6 was the final score. The Texans didn't even put that much points in the first half. But in the second half, they pulled away. I'm more partial to baseball. Oh, you like baseball? Who's your favorite baseball team? Um, I'm just glad you made it home safely and you're back in your own home relaxing. Yeah. Um, I feel kind of weird. It feels kind of, uh, for the first time in this year. Oh, sorry. Take this away. I live 31 miles east of Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get copyrighted, so to Mariners. Okay, Mariners. Hopefully they win the World Series this year. Um uh sheesh. So yesterday we just stopped at this Chinese buffet in Bel Air because my mom wanted to stop for some Chinese food. Um and apart from that, we didn't stop until we got to TA and Ganado, and then we went on home. That's all we did. Um, More on that in just a moment. But how was my day? Um, it it was nothing special, honestly. Um, Glad to be home. Tomorrow though we're going to San Leon, and we're going to invite some. My dad has a co-worker that he has a worker working for him who we're going to invite his family to go eat somewhere. Um, wait, yeah. I'm a little over yesterday, not completely though. There's still part of me that, you know, I don't know, but I think I'm mostly over it. But yeah, my day was okay, I guess. What did I do today? Well, we went to go eat at a Beijing buffet, so that was good, I guess. Chinese buffets actually have decreased in quality, at least from what I could tell. The food doesn't look quite as appealing. There used to be a place in Victoria called China Bee until last year. Last year they closed down after ICE took all the workers and the waiters there. Yeah. But oh, by the way, Adam, how was your day today? Um, yeah, sorry I didn't make it to the stream. I was just at the grocery store with my mom. Um, North Bend, North Bend, Washington. Also missed the game yesterday too. I'm curious about what the final score bug looked like now that I saw the main score bug. Oh, um, hear me out. They're probably going to change that in the Super Bowl. They only introduce what they call some insert graphics, which are some of the lower thirds that other places call it. Um, it things like the player stats, they remain the same in the pregame show, and I maybe in the postgame show as well. I couldn't tell, but uh, the pregame for sure the same. But within the game, they change stuff like the player stats and the graphics, and the only thing they kept was the final score bug, of, as you say. Both the score bug they used during the break and the one that they use after the end of the game. What do you even call that? There's this one that we saw that they use during the replays. Yeah, the replay bug, I guess. That one they've kept. But I think it's going to be a while until we see some change. My day was honestly depressing. I need a new job. Ooh, IT. Sorry to hear that. I mean, um, and I can relate. Of course, it's not work, but I was in Mexico for a while, and believe it or not, Mexicans celebrate the Christmas season until the 6th, January 6th. That's when Day of the Three Wise Men is. So, upon that day forward, Mexico started to seem a little bit more depressing and solitary. So, I started to feel depressed as well. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's tough. And I'll be real with you. I'm still not used to coming back here since I haven't been here since December of last year. So, you um, yeah. Are there any redeeming qualities, at least, that or any kind of silver linings? Um, I was gonna say, um, in one of my Bible studies, my friends they give out their rose, which is something that happened that they really liked, a thorn, which is something they didn't like, and then a bud, which is something they're looking forward to. CBS was smart in using their final scorebook during both breaks and halftime and at the end of the game. Yep, they do that sometimes. Instead of using the replay score bug or whatever, they use the final one. IT is a big part of what I do as well. Even though I own a lot of web and graphic design business, a lot of time my jobs go cross over into the IT world quite a bit. Yeah. For me, computer science, I believe that's what it's called, is a big uh it's a requirement in my degree plan. So, you know, sorry. January is often considered to be depressing due to festivities being long over, and everything just going back to boring, normal. Yeah. Um, I guess a bud that I'm looking forward to is college, going back to Kingsville. Even though the city is not my favorite, I've I miss a few of the students. Hmm. Yeah. I would say the silver lining is everything is a gift from God. We must acknowledge this that God blesses us every day and every day is a blessing. Yeah. And I'd rather be bored than be in danger. I'll say that. And every day that God gives us, if we're not in a state of grace with God, then that's a chance for us to declare and confess. What's starting to hit me is my life feels like it just wraps up around work without personal time. So I feel like I'm in that what's the point phase. Um, I think Christian would also relate to this. Uh, to be honest, I feel like I had a lot of personal time. I just don't know how to use it wisely. Um, I still live with my mom and dad, and my mom is really attached to me. So and also the fact is, a lot of people are now off to um, different places, whether it be college or different cities, and living their own lives. So um, I miss those people as well, and that's another point. A lot of times I get asked by clients for help with technology, equipment related issues, and at home I'm basically the IT department here. Every time the TV or computer breaks, I'm on it. Hmm. That's what Adam does. Um, I think he also works with printers, and not, if I'm not mistaken. We must pray and thank God every day for everything, for the good and the bad. Yeah, absolutely. Um, for me, um, I after what happened yesterday, at that moment, I was like, what's the point of even streaming anymore? Like, I just want to take a break. I just want to turn off my phone, disconnect from all technology, and just forget about everything that's going on and just relax on my own. Like, my disappointment was immeasurable, and my day was ruined, just like Review Bra. I want to turn your attention to something quickly. Check this out. See this? That's all you're going to see because, okay, I'm going to wait a little while just so that I don't get sanctioned for copyright or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to see what CBS's graphics usually look like for that part. Let me let me see if I can find a photo. Yeah, 2021. I mean, that was a year after COVID. A lot of things, a lot of stuff hit the fan after COVID, undoubtedly. Well, I can't find this thing. Oh well, we'll look for it later. But I liked that little prayer book they had there. The way it was animated was pretty sleek. Yeah. Um, have you heard of Young Life? Well, I'm still I'm 22, but sometimes I feel like I'm uh, 45 or 50 or whatever. Um, I guess yeah, that animation they had there, um they actually introduced it in Chargers versus Broncos for a short bit. But um I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so you can see it again. Younglife.org. What? What is that? What is this Young Life? Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh. We go to kids, build bridges of authentic friendship, and introduce them to Jesus Christ. Oh, I didn't know there was this. Oh, Ontario. Oh, oh, there's one in Victoria. There's also one in Portland. Is there one in Kingsville? I don't think so. Well, there is one in Victoria, so that's not too far. All right, let's thank you, by the way, for that master of puns and pennies. So yeah, this is the graphic that they're using in this presentation. Now, let me take this away just in case there's something I don't want to show. Uh, Goodness, that it was right there, but the thing was covering it. Um, um, oh well. I never forgot about that time when Adam Stream got shut down live because he had a game going on in the background. Yeah, copyright you know, copyrights, not some, I, it's not fun. That's all I could say. Um, One time I got my channel taken down for a few weeks because of copyright. Um, Thankfully, I was able to get it back, but that did suck. Oh, for sure. All right, here is this one and this one side by side. I think this may eventually replace this one. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not. This is just an example of what they're using this for. But I imagine that they would replace this one with this one. This is the current one that they're using since 2021. And this is what they started to experiment with. Notice how, let me show you the animation again. See how this opens up. And this one zooms in a little bit and then slides in. Both of these animations are in 60 frames per second. Uh, the copyright content a little bit of the confused. Yeah, he got booted off because of the TV screen in the background. Makes zero sense. Yeah, same thing happened to the hockey guy. He had the background at a game on Sportsnet, and he got his stream taken down. Um, I really don't know why, but it is what it is. Hmm. Bug with the Texans logo is too large and too wordy. Yeah, maybe. Perhaps. Um, what was I gonna say? The animation of the previous one, which is it, and then slides in, slides in. I actually don't mind that. Um, Now this one right here, it's more fluid. For some reason, when I first saw this, it reminded me of the Bubbles screensaver. Um, I will say, I wish there was a bit of a glow to this, like a little bit of more depth to it on the opening and closing and the show and the hide animations, just to make it even more vibrant. Kind of like NBC type thing. Oh, I want to show you something else from the Super Bowl. Oh, actually, I don't think I should because, well, yeah, we'll still show it actually. But um, let me go to the first flag of the game. Okay, here it is. It's not going to be long. It's just going to be, yeah. The animations are also what makes a great bug. Yeah. I think if they added some kind of um a little bit more depth to it, it would look even better. Okay. No, it doesn't show it here. Oh, but it does. Okay. It's going to be quick. This is the first or the second iteration of this animation. See how it animates? It zooms in and slides. Now that particular version has this I'm going to show a still frame for now. See how it glows here? Right there. This is only for the Super Bowl, not for um oh crack. Oh crack. I didn't show it, didn't I? But here, see how it glows? Maybe something like that. Something similar. Uh apply not maybe not exactly like this, but a little bit like that. Somewhere here where this chevron in the style of the CBS logo would be, uh, just to make it pop out. Yeah, this one, this, otherwise it's exactly the same. But apart from this occasion, you would not see this. Um, I like how the score bug folds, then glows, and transforms into the title bug with the coach name. Yeah. Um, right now, this one would show, in this case, the referee, which is Bill Vinovich. Um, yeah, so for this one that they are testing out right now, maybe a little bit of, glowiness to add to the color, that would make it even better. Because I feel like it's a little bit too flat. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, because I just think that it needs just a little bit further depth, a little bit of oomph to it. See what I mean? Other than that, nothing much to report with CBS, other than the fact that in the playoffs, they also introduce, let me pull it up. They have a different type of intro where um, it looks like this team logo and the other team logo, and then it reveals this, and we have that. It looks pretty awesome. Oh, and it flies away like that. They had an older version before Super Bowl 58, but um, yeah. All right, let's look at the score bug for NBC. and then we will wrap it up there. Chargers versus Patriots. Um, where's the score bug? Or I'm looking for the kickoff. Uh, the way the circular part of the logo appears before the teams is the same animation used when the circular part of the score bug animates in. Yeah. Okay, so this one did not show the the score bug in their comments. Let me use one of these rip-offs or one of these fishy uh, channels, but I guess it's not going to show. Well, the kickoff animation. Uh, oh well, I guess. Wait, no. Um, Looking around, I actually had no idea that there was a special entrance and score bugs that with elevators, washing machines, speakers, fire alarms, etc. Yeah, there's a interest for everything. Um, yeah, uh, it's not going to appear very good in frame, but just pretend. But this is what it looks like when it opens up, and let me go out of my way, and let's go to touchdown. No, it doesn't show it. But spoiler alert, the touchdown animation right now is the same touchdown animation from the previous score bug. Um, Now, when the score bug launches after kickoff, anytime after kickoff, when it's not the first kickoff of either the first or second half, it's basically the same, except uh, wild card or divisional round or whatever text appears as in the first score bug won't do it again, just like uh, just like the previous score bug. And now that score bug looks beautiful. Looks like a condensed version of the CBS final score bug. Um, yeah. Um, I thought they would do a little bit more with the opening animation or whatever. Um, but it's still a good, it's still a great score bug. regardless. Maybe some of the other bugs, other graphics, um, they may not be that great. But as far as the score bug, it looks good. It looks like a spiffy score bug. It reminds me of yeah, the ESPN score bug because if we pull this and we pull that, it looks very similar to the leak NBC score bug. Yeah, we got the previous one here and the current one here. See how there's an edge? It's glowing from the inside. And then look at this. It's similar to that. See how it's going there, going there. That's why it reminds me of ESPN. By the way, this score bug, also one of the best. Oh, I just commented on that Instagram post where it's showing the leak score bug. Hmm. Oh, that leak score bug is actually been already introduced. Sorry. Yeah, I was. Oh, by the way, look at this. Poo. Huh. Um, I'm not gonna say much. Oh my goodness. Take that away. Take that away. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. But sorry. But he that NBC score bug, it's it's great. It's great the way it looks from a static standpoint. In terms of animation, the way it shows and the way it hides, the previous one is better. They still have room to improve, but I even tweeted on X, hey, uh, you could do this and that, and they've still got the Super Bowl to figure it out, and the rest of the graphics uh, can be worked on as well in time for the Super Bowl. But that's our first taste. They still have the same final score bugs, and they still have many of the same graphics from before, even the one they show in the beginning. That that poop thing is such a fail on their part, lol. Yeah, when NBC Regional Sports updated that score bug, a lot of people were upset that they no longer showed the team logos because they really wanted to see poop on the score bug. They even made a rest in peace tribute to that. The animations are most likely made with Adobe After Effects or similar in industry grade software. Yeah, I'd imagine they would make it with something that enables it to be, I guess, more um how the well, let me see. What software does NBC use for Scorebug? Huh. NBC likely uses sophisticated custom-built graphics systems from companies like Ross Video, or Graphics Outfitters Score HD. Yeah, if Adobe Illustrator can be something that allows for more real-time rendering, which is what I believe NBC does, then yeah, I could see Adobe Illustrator. Um, yeah, my theory is they create the animation for the designs during pre-production, but the live software used for broadcasting handles the dynamic text. Yeah, perhaps. And keep in mind that they also use colors uh, for both sides. So, I mean, how the colors change, who knows? Um, I'm pretty sure though CBS they use a lot of masks for their transitions and stuff. Also, what else? Prime Video. Uh, CBS, I think, uses pre-rendered video files for their Scorebug logo. Um, also, and I also think that CBS they do this thing where the Scorebug in the background has like a sliding in or reveal transition, slowly reveals, but um, there's also an animation on top of that, which gives the illusion that the scorebug's opening up. At least the 2024 scorebug, which is different from this one. The color change is most likely made during pre-production with After Effects. Creating graphics and special effects for TV and movies is much more labor intensive than designing still graphics. Yeah, I think CBS uses more static, already pre-made stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think they have like a part of a scorebug, and then they just change the color of the background of the scorebug for one part of it and for the other one as well. There's there's many elements. And as far as the rest of the graphics, like the touchdown, well, I guess that's pre-recorded, but they would need like 50,000 terabytes just for those alone. When is okay? That's one of the perks of being a major broadcast network that is sister companies with a major movie studio. Or CBX. Actually, I think I can. Um, I can look up who made the graphics. Mm, the cool screen graphics, whatever. Super cool LVIII. These augmented reality in some parts. SCADs, LED volume. Oh, oh, never mind. Presentation, augmented reality. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that's different. It's only theory, but it's possible Paramount designs all those graphics at their studio and sends them back to CBS. Or likely there's one graphic designer who's in charge of it. Like NBC, they hired Troika Media Group or whatever their name is. Troika. Oh, it's just called Troika Design Group. Okay. Who made the graphics again? Let me look it up. Um, Newscast Studio. There was a sizzle reel that was here, and I lost it. Super Bowl. No, it's not there. I think there's like two something something. I don't want that. I want B. I think this is it. Okay, I think I found it. I just gotta rewind. Okay, it's this company right here, I think. This is from Super Bowl 58, but uh, Too Fresh, Creative something. I think they were the ones who handled the animation. What was their name? Okay, Too Fresh Creative and Marco's Vaz or whatever. I think those were who handled the animation. Oh, those are some sleek graphics. Yeah, they are. I was looking at a video um, a few weeks ago, and somebody described it as it was like lava or something. It was so fluid. I can't wait to see the rest of the graphics that NBC has to unveil because those NBC is not quite done yet. Um, there's still lots of time left for NBC to introduce some more stuff. Maybe they'll introduce a new touchdown animation. I doubt it, but it's possible. Although it'd be much appreciated because um whereas this new score bug is like a 60 frame per second score bug. At least that's what it looks like. The touchdown animation is 30 frames per second, I think. And I feel like that mismatch could create some friction. Yes, I'm ready to see all, especially final score bugs and touchdown animations. Yeah, I think they ought to take some note from I was going to say NBC from CBS. Really good what they have on CBS. But from what I can tell, um, they did it using uh, pre-rendered graphics instead of uh, a rendering engine, a live rendering, like like what Xbox used to, the original Xbox. Okay, all right. It is 11:58. Um, yeah, I think it's time to call it. And all right, let me just get my clothes in and we'll wrap it up here. Um, well, we've got until the 21st. And on the 21st, I'm going to start some. I'm going to start back up with original Xbox was funky as heck. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. They were rendering the startup animation from the get-go, from the first boot up of the system. So, yeah. All right. I think Paramount's chances are done now. Warner Rep. Yeah. It even if Netflix's deal is dissolved, I think I think Warner Brothers is just going to split on its own. And now Warner Brothers is claiming that they didn't even raise the price. Yikes. All right. Oh well. At least they tried. We'll see. We'll see who's better. We'll see. All right. We can probably say goodbye to March Madness on CBS, TNT, and TBS pretty soon. Yeah, CBS will probably uh, take their own rights away from TNT and TBS. I'm gonna end it, but thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, uh, chapter 22 tomorrow, maybe 23 or whatever tomorrow. But thank y'all. Go in peace and seek the love of the Lord.